All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Jackie Porter, and I'm joined with Parker Ennis, a Senior Product Marketing Manager. And we're here to talk about the Verify second half positioning and strategy. Well, first off, as a quick setup, the Verify team is within the ops section, which is a part of a greater story that helps enable operators and developers to promote their code to an environment in the build and test of the DevOps lifecycle. We also have several categories and strategies inside of this beautiful stage. We're composed of pipeline execution, pipeline authoring, runner, and testing. The slide's a little out of date. We renamed continuous integration to pipeline execution a little while ago. As a quick overview, we've also introduced several new categories, including CI scaling, build artifacts under the testing group, and we've eliminated a couple of different categories and combined them into one category, including load and browser testing, which is now into performance testing. When we take a quick glance at a current Verify offering, we have several major features, which include the overall GitLab CI YAML, which is powering much of our features that we offer today. We also have the CI linter, of course, our lightweight build agent that powers our jobs, and then of course test cases and environments, as well as job artifacts, which is a great feature that enables a lot of the functionality in pipelines today. As we look at the overall team, we have an amazing team in the Verify stage. This is the faces of our teammates across engineering, product, and design. Just wanted you to see them in case you are looking to interact with them and schedule a follow-up call after you learn about the great things that we're going to be doing in second half. Now, looking forward, this slide may look a little familiar to you. We started off in the first half introducing the fiscal year 22 vision, and we understood that the Verify stage is here to support millions of developers and operators to seamlessly ship their code as fast and reliably as possible with GitLab and GitLab.com without compromising the integrity of their user experience. As we finish fiscal year 22, we want to deliver on this empowerment of all users in that organization with operations for all by driving that speedy and reliable pipeline experience with a smart feedback loop, while ensuring we continue to execute on our GitLab-hosted First promise to GitLab.com users. I also wanted to have a quick note on the metrics that we're going to be focused in our second half strategy and what we'll be driving across Verify. We're expecting to really optimize on reliability, and you may notice with this that we're not going to be intentionally investing or growing our Gmail. So our investments aren't going to be a bunch of features that will optimize our monthly active users. This is just to really set and kind of forecast out that these features aren't going to be an investment in new growth in users. This is really about stabilizing our reliability and availability. The top investments in the second half of the year are really exciting, though. We are going to continue on delivering on the theme of our usability for foundational CI by making merge trains, variables, and artifacts even more usable while introducing macOS runners in GA. We'll also continue to support compliance teammates in our Ops for All ethic. We want to continue to enable compliance pipelines in the authoring experience, while also delivering excellent CI template experience to enable consistent tooling for teams. Lastly, locking down runners has been an ask for years, and we hope to begin delivering on this feature in the coming months. As we start to incorporate more people into GitLab, we want to keep the momentum for decisions. So we're going to begin adding features for those smart feedback loops around CI minutes and project quality. Lastly, we're going to be prioritizing the experience for our GitLab.com users by building parity on .com and ensuring availability and performance are extremely high and consistent. I'm going to pass it off to Parker, who's going to talk a little bit more about how these features are going to help you sell in the field.
Well, thank you, Jackie. Lots of good stuff in the hopper and going on the Verify front. And I wanted to first take a second to connect with the work you're doing on the Verify team and everyone on your team to the product themes, and connect those dots over to value drivers so that we can kind of make sure that this is a mutual relationship and a benefit that we can go out there and use and sell and leverage in the field. And so you're familiar with what's on the left side. Jackie just ran through that a little bit. What I want to focus on is what you see in the orange boxes in the right. So thinking about these investments in merge trains, variables, and artifacts connected to making our pipelines performant and speedy. And this really does well to connect to delivering better products faster, right? So we want to be on the lookout when we're engaging with customers and be able to leverage these kind of benefits and be able to speak to them confidently and say, hey, we know you need scalable pipelines, right? We know as you grow, you need more, you need the ability to do the same thing you're doing efficiently, and you need your pipelines to run performant. And so that makes it easier for all your teams to get their jobs done without distractions and without the disruptions. And obviously we know that reusability improves efficiency. For Ops for All, I like this one a lot because we know that security is a really pertinent topic in the industry right now. We've got the SolarWinds, we've got these executive orders, and then we've got the reliability and the compliance aspect along with security here. So we want to make sure that we reduce that security and that compliance risk. And some of the things you see is the protected runners, as she said, are going to be something really good for our community. CI template kind of puts the power into the hands of more users, right, to be able to do things more efficiently with reusable templates and craft their pipelines. And this really evens the playing field. So it's not just organizations or teams with all the resources that can put operations for all as a theme. It means any team, any org, in any size can take advantage of these modern best practices that are going to become more and more important in the industry. Smart feedback loops. We talk about this a lot. We utilize our feedback loops within GitLab all the time here at GitLab. We want to make sure that we're leveraging that automation to increase visibility and keep teams aligned, right? We talk about that a lot too. We don't want people guessing what changed, who changed it, what's the impact. You often hear a lot of people say that if they've got Jenkins as a big Jenkins footprint, right? It's a very common problem, change management, something that we do well and aligns well with smart feedback loops. And then GitLab-hosted First, right? Or what we were calling SaaS First before. A couple value drivers that I think this links to: increase operational efficiencies and then delivering better products faster as well. We want to ensure feature parity. We want to make sure that we have a lovable experience between these two, and that lovable experience is consistent. And so, you don't have to choose between reliability and speed. You can get both of those the way that you want it and that works best for you. And GitLab-hosted First is really going to help our community out as we make sure we have good feature parity between self-managed and hosted. Go to the next one. And then just quickly wanted to talk about what's expected on the truck, right? Obviously, things are subject to change, but I did want you to be on the lookout for a couple important milestones, starting with the beta launch of the GitLab Build Cloud for Mac OS. This is scheduled for 14.2, and definitely encourage you to check out the link on your own time and check it out. But we're scheduling this for the 22nd of this month in August, GitLab 14.2, and then GA is supposed to be afterwards. And this is really great value for anyone or any team developing for Apple products, right? This will increase the surface area of our total addressable market and who we can, and it should resonate with Apple shops if you're developing Mac OS, iOS, TV iOS, right? All of these operating systems. It's a very niche area, and these developers use very specific tools and obviously need this operating system to build their products. So this kind of support should really go a long way for us being able to get in and communicate and engage with a new market of Apple developers. There's some features to be on the lookout for. Definitely encourage you to check out these links too. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I did want to call out a special call out for the allow needs or DAG to refer to the job in the same stage. This is really highly anticipated. It's going to allow you to create a pipeline with this needs relationship between any job within your pipeline without dependencies on one another. Right. So this means your pipelines are less verbose and they can run faster, and you don't have these implicit dependencies that make you rely on this other job before it sequentially. And that is the one I wanted to call out, but definitely come and check out those links for some high value features.
Something that we'll be talking out a little bit more in the future is CI minutes visibility, which is a lot about enforcing CI minute limits for public projects. This has an impact to our open source community and is something that will be rolling in a slow roll in both second half, but also into next year. So that's also something that is a major milestone to really think about in second half, but will continue also into the first quarter of next year as well, just to kind of share.
Cool. Awesome. We can go to the next one. And then, we talked about what's expected on the truck. We kind of connected themes and efforts and verify. So the value drivers, I want to talk about who we're selling to, right, as well, and just call out some important user personas and some buyer personas that you want to be on the lookout for these roles and titles and names, so you can kind of think about what are their pains, what are they dealing with today, and what's going to be my best way to connect with them and give them value and have good critical conversations with them, right? So think about Sasha, think about less disruptions and more coding. We're going to see a lot of developers are a really big focus for what's going on in Verify, right? Really aligns with CI. These are the people that are typically hands-on with this part of the product and this part of the DevOps lifecycle. And then development lead Delaney, another good one, something like your CI minutes is something that they may care about. And then DevOps engineer Devin, we see these a lot. These DevOps roles, I think, are becoming more common than they were even 5 years ago when we were talking about how common they were. So I think this is just on a growth curve. And on this left side, we see all these people that are users and that are really, really going to benefit greatly from the Verify efforts. And then on the right side, we see some of the buyers, right? Some people like the app dev manager who may sometimes be the economic buyer and hold those purse strings, but often a lot of times is going to be more the technical buyer and have a lot of influence. And we want to make sure that we leverage that influence when we're engaging with customers and prospects, talking about what's on the truck and what's good in Verify. And then also the app dev director, Dakota, right? Someone that cares about the team, productivity, efficiency, and likely is going to have the purse strings and economic buyer. So we want to be on the lookout for these. Think about, get familiar with their pains, do a little research on them and what their day-to-day looks like, and think about, hey, what in GitLab is going to make their lives easier, and how can I connect that to some of the themes and that Verify efforts and those value drivers. And then the last slide for me, hey, we've got what's on the truck, who are we selling to, right? So what's going on, what activities, what kind of air cover is marketing providing, and what's going to help me sell going forward, and a few things I wanted to call out. So we're going to have a large enterprise customer ABM webinar with a heavy focus on CI/CD and obviously the DevOps platform value. That should be really, really good. This is a large organization, and if we can get a nice foothold in there, I think it could do wonders and has a lot of potential to grow. We're expecting an analyst report for CI/CD, likely Q3. We're not sure yet. Really another asset that we love to utilize, and especially when we get good performance in reports and good named as a leader, etc. So we do think it's going to be a combined report. In the past, we've had CI and CD fairly separate in the analyst report realm, but all indications are that we're going to have a combined or consolidated CI/CD report. So that's something to look forward to, and should be something new and interesting. And then obviously you called out GitLab Div Cloud for Mac OS beta for 14.2, and then we'll follow that up with a GA launch approximately 3 months afterwards. Again, really servicing this new market of Apple developers, which I'm looking forward to. And then obviously we're working on a competitive and DevOps tool update page. Check out that link to see. I know that's leveraged in the field a lot. I know that y'all rely on that for Decision Kit, and when you're engaging and you want to show the value of maybe us compared to another vendor. So we're doing an initiative to make sure that that is up to date, improved, and the best that it can be. And we're going to continuously iterate on that. And then, of course, commit satellite event for CI. We have commit going on currently as we're recording this, and we will have a satellite event for CI that should be great for driving pipe, giving opportunity for thought leadership, and showcasing some of the great value that Verify adds to GitLab. And that is it for me on the marketing. And
wow, Parker, these is really great. I really loved hearing about the value drivers, the connection back to sales, the business, and watching the product vision and how these events will help our team sell is just really empowering. Thank you so much for going through all of that. That was really good.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was great. So we do have some awesome Verify focus areas. We've created some slide breakouts to really help you kind of understand the deeper areas. We'll create a link to this deck inside of this recording for easy viewing. And in the interest of time, I'll go ahead and skip to a forward-looking slide that will enable you to kind of see what's into the future. Here's some resources that help you engage in future-facing direction items for the Verify stage. Some ideas include the GitLab CI template marketplace, which is an idea of a community-based central repository for organizations to share their CI templates, eventually maybe even creating private communities for them to share their templates. We also have a runner enterprise management link here, which is a premium feature, including instant-wide runner tokens, which are also kind of an extension of our compliance theme. We have additional features around test insights for groups and a link to our artifact storage consumption effort, which is related to the greater initiative that enablement has been leading. We have a lot of future-facing kind of innovation-driving initiatives, given that the first half and the first quarter of the second half has been focused on tech debt and a lot of the initiatives around infrastructure and infra dev issues. We're really hoping that next year can be a lot of innovation driving initiatives. So I'm excited to help engage you and to think about GitLab CI and the next generation of CI and what's in the future, and hopefully get some interest and engagement around that. Well, Parker, thank you so much for doing this second half kickoff with me and to engage interest and to enable the field with me on our Verify strategy.
And thanks for setting it up and bringing everything y'all do to the table. Y'all never cease to amaze with the work you're doing. So appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you all.